If your why is weak at the beginning,
Yeah.
and you start to grow, and you realize that your why is not strong enough to help you to
You're in the
push
wrong
through.
business.
Not only the
Yeah.
wrong business, but your why needs to change.
Yeah, that's true.
And the reason why,
Yeah.
is because
Why?
the reason why is because your why is what gets you through the rough
Yeah.
patches.
Okay.
All right. How are you?
Good.
Ready?
A little nervous. Welcome to the Lion's Den. This is episode 1.
Episode 1.
What am I, the host technically then?
You are the host, yes. This is your podcast.
That's what I'm doing here.
Are you sure?
It sounds like it. Sounds
Okay.
That's what I signed up for now.
I think this is yours. So let's go with that. Hi. Thank you for having me on your podcast.
Thank you for coming.
Oh, yes, definitely. But I don't know much about this podcast. This is
Yeah.
the first episode, and I'm sure that
Yeah.
there'll be a lot of people who also want to know more about the podcast. So tell me
Yeah.
what it is you have written on your nice little phone there in the stand. And
The one thing I planned is this little intro.
There you go. So let me hear it. Give it to me. Give your listeners basically what the podcast is about. Let me.
Are you guys ready?
Yes, I am ready. Let me hear it.
All right, welcome to the Lion's Den. This podcast is for the business owner who's wearing every hat: CEO, sales team, marketing department, operations manager, HR, and sometimes even janitor. All before lunch. Entrepreneurship looks glamorous from the outside, but the reality is messy. It's long nights, tough decisions. Exactly. Tough decisions, tough words, cash flow pressure, and learning through mistakes. But eventually, hustle has to turn into structure. You need systems. We were just literally talking about this.
Yeah.
You need strategy. You need a foundation that allows your business to grow beyond you. Inside the Lion's Den, we talk about what it really takes to build a business that doesn't just survive, but actually scales. From operations and SOPs to marketing that actually generates ROI. Because entrepreneurs build the right structure, then their businesses don't just grow, they roar. Cue the roar.
Definitely, you have to get that raw in there. That was exactly
But
the
we're
right time.
keeping
man.
that one too.
Oh yeah, bro. If you want, you could even clip that and just use that all the time as a sound effect moving forward. But I love that. And there are a lot of points that you hit there that
Yeah.
I know every entrepreneur who's listening to this would definitely be able to relate.
Yeah.
You know, it's and with that, you know, you guys are definitely gonna get something that when you listen to these episodes, you get an insights of what you have been struggling with, because I'm sure that 5, 6, why is there a dead mosquito on the table? Anyway, 5, I'm like squirrel.
Our ADHD brains, this is going to be a fun one.
But there is going to be value for every entrepreneur, especially the ones that are now starting out.
Yeah.
So I really am excited about what we have in store today for everyone. Again, guys, this is not my podcast. It might appear to be mine, but it's not mine. I'm just here as the inaugural guest.
Yes.
You
And
know?
I need a little hand holding, I guess, for my first one. I'm used to being behind the scenes, not in front of the scenes, but you know what? This is what growth looks like. This is what being a business owner looks like. You got to step out behind the scenes and into the sunlight.
Definitely. And we are in our uncomfortable space here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But as we move on, it's part of being an entrepreneur.
It is.
Everything about being an entrepreneur, and it's actually, it brings something to my mind.
Yeah.
As an entrepreneur, I know we have questions and stuff, but as we talk,
just
we're gonna get
naturally
ideas.
talk. It's fine. Don't worry.
But what came to my mind just now is that as entrepreneurs, we should make it our goal to be uncomfortable,
Yeah.
because that's where growth happens, right?
Yeah.
So if it is we start feeling comfortable, then something is wrong, and we need to really be like, okay, check ourselves. I'm comfortable. What's happening right now?
Yeah.
It's either one of two things. It's either that we have reached to a point where it is we are so contented with our growth that we deserve to be comfortable,
Yeah.
or we haven't realized that we have been not growing or stagnant, and we need to check ourselves to be like, okay, what's going on? What do I need to work on? Because I'm nowhere close to my goal, but I feel comfortable. So what's going on? What's happening?
Yeah.
You
I
know?
mean, even if you're 77 years old, I mean, if you're comfortable, you're really not growing. There's every single day in your life, there's room for growth. Whether that's, professionally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. I feel like for business owners, what we hear is a lot of the wins. And it's a lot about like how I started from nothing, started from the bottom, and now we're here to the top. We're millionaires, doing amazing, paying bills, having a big company, having a nice house, whatever it is. But they don't talk about the growing pains. And that's what I'm going to love about this podcast is we're going to get vulnerable. We're going to show amazing business owners that are not only emerging, but have been legacies that have been around for years. And they've gone through it too. I mean, shoot, I'm almost 3 years into business. And although I 10X last year, I looked at my last quarter and I was stagnant. And I realized where I was lacking is I was the only salesperson on my team.
Right.
And I went to India for a year, not a year, wow, that would be a long time. For a month, I went to India for a month. And operations was running smoothly, content shoots were running smoothly.
Nice.
But we didn't gain any more clients. And I mean, I was staying stagnant. It really did hurt me because I was preparing for more growth as well. Although we 10X though, and you got to look again. That's another thing too, is when we are business owners in our own little headquarters, our own room, we look at our growth and our numbers, and sometimes we're not happy with it.
Right.
And I mean, it's good. You need to have that fuel, but also at the end of the day, you have to look at those wins as well.
But that's how you keep yourself accountable.
Yeah, 100%.
If you don't look at it, and a lot of entrepreneurs are afraid to look at numbers.
Yeah.
They just operate, and they kind of drown themselves in or blind themselves to the numbers part because they have so much fun, operating any business. Well, at least if they love what they do, they have fun.
Of course.
So they get into it and they get into the weeds, and then they spend money and they do these different things, and then they're afraid to look at the bank account number because they probably
make more money, spend more money.
And that's usually the result of it, and it tends to leave them in a.
You said something really of importance there. And it's that, business owners, we love what we do. And if you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life. However, if you love what you do and you're feeling like you're swimming in currents all the time and you're just in day-to-day operations and not actually able to step back and be the CEO of your company, I mean, everyone's going to get burnt out, even if you love something. I used to love cucumbers when I was young, but I ate them so much now I hate them. You don't want to, I mean, I know that's simple, but you
don't eat too many cucumbers, guys.
I do like pickles, though.
Okay, you can, if you want to eat more cucumbers, make sure they're soaked in vinegar. Okay? All right.
But no, I mean, that's the truth. I mean, too much of anything is not good for you.
Yeah.
Moderation and understanding like where your place is in the company, especially if you want to see growth, is important, especially if you don't want to, reach burnout. Or not reach your actual success.
And that's really it, because a lot of us, we tend to lose our way when it comes to why we started the company. Right. And it's a simple statement to make, but it's such a easy mistake to also make as well. So I would have started my videography company, DB Video, out of necessity versus it being a passion. So when I came to America in 2020, December of 2020, I don't have any like university qualifications, anything like that. And I needed to obviously look for some sort of work, right? I didn't want to go and work in Walmart. I have too much pride for that. I didn't want to go and work just anywhere. And I also suck as an employee. 100%. I've tried it.
Fair.
And it does it. I'm probably the worst employee ever.
Most business owners are. That's why they started their own business.
There we go. So what I decided to do was I did some introspection. What am I good at? What do I have available around me? What resources do I have? And how can I use my talents, my knowledge, my skills to give to someone without anything in return? That was my start into entrepreneurship. Like, how can I give to someone without expecting anything in return? And that's when I I don't want to bore you with the length of the story because my story is very long, but I would say
We got an hour.
but we have more to talk about. So, so I went from that introspection to realizing, okay, I have a camera, I have a brain, so I could put my camera and my brain together, and I could go and find someone to provide a service for.
Yeah.
So I did that with the
Yeah.
Omaha RIA.
Yeah.
So that's how I got my start.
You know, I think you said something great there too, is you never want to change your why you started the business. And if it's to be a millionaire or like to make a lot of money, then you haven't found the right business to start. There has to be a deeper passion as to like why you literally wake up and do what you do every single day.
Yep.
And, you know, your how you do it might change, or your what even. Maybe your product or your service might change, develop, expand, pivot. I mean, that's also a thing too, is you can't fall in love with old processes or even old ideas, but continue keeping the why the same. Like you said,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, growing your business now too, and I can't wait to see what it looks like in a year from now, but growing your business now too, I mean, you're going to see that your why is still going to be remaining the same, but that what and how can change.
And I would add to that why remains the same if it's strong enough from the beginning.
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
if your why is weak at the beginning, and you start to grow and you realize that your why is not strong enough to help you to
You're in the
push
wrong
through
business.
not only the wrong business, but your why needs to change.
Yeah, that's true.
And the reason why
Yeah.
is because
Why?
the reason why is because your why is what gets you through the rough patches.
Yeah.
Right? When I started, again, it was out of necessity, not passion. And my necessity was I needed to bring income in. This was my initial why. I needed to bring income in.
Yeah.
So that I could start helping my wife get to the goal of being retired.
Yeah.
Right? When we came up here, within a couple of months, we sat down, my wife and I, and we said, I told her I want to retire young.
Yeah.
She agreed.
Let's figure out how to do it.
Let's figure out how to do it, right? Because
Yeah.
we started.
And your why maybe have grown now. I mean, for me too,
Of
like
course it does.
you mentioned that my why, I've always been a workaholic. I mean, you could probably already just tell from how long you've known me now.
Oh, really?
I've
could never
always,
tell, no.
I've always, and I mean, for the listeners too that know me, I've always been a workaholic. And, you know, I mean, my 5th grade yearbook literally says I want to be the president of the United States.
Nice.
I've known that career is my passion, and like serving people is my passion. Like that's my huge why, is I want to help people, whether that's through politics, you know, being the voice of people that don't feel represented, or also through businesses that are small or even medium sized nowadays too need that extra exposure because they're just not getting shown out there to people that don't know them. But now my why, you know, you brought the family in there, made me think as well. You know, I designed an engagement ring this last December with my lovely boyfriend. Shout out to Britton Ham.
Bling,
Amazing.
bling, bling, bling. Let's
Go bank at Westgate Bank with them. Shout out. But no, you know, so we're now talking about marriage now and proposal and kids and house, and I never really like pictured settling down until like him, honestly. And now I can picture not only that, but like 70 years old in our, you know, house and on the porch, you know, swinging, you know, rocking, not swinging. Oh, you know what? We could have a swing, you know, we'll change it up there. There you go. Pivot. We'll have a little porch swinging with our sweet tea, looking over at our grandkids. And for me, my dad was a workaholic too. And I love him. He's the reason why him and my grandmother, you know, they're the reason why I am the way I am today. But gosh, he put me in every sport, but I'd look over the bleachers and wish he was there because he was working all the time. And so for me, if I'm going to have a family, I mean, is it bad to say I want it all?
I don't think so.
If we could build that legacy, if you can build yourself from being, you know, an overwhelmed business owner to a structured CEO where it's operating by itself, why don't you? So you can be there for your family and you can explore other avenues. Who knows? Maybe I will be the president.
And I could say from, and I know you could attest to this too. In the beginning, it's never that. You wear all the hats, and it's so difficult to be able to make time to achieve your growth the way that you intend it to happen,
Yeah.
and also be fully present for your family. So
It's
a lot
hard.
of, especially when it is you're starting entrepreneurship
Yeah.
with a family.
With the family already. Yeah.
100%. When you start before, you
Yeah.
already at an advantage because you could have all of the growth pains happening
Exactly.
before you have a family.
Yep.
In my case, I already had a child.
Exactly.
So when I started, I had a wife and child, and it was hard for me to try to grow my business to the rate and the scale at which I wanted to, and be present fully for my son and my wife.
family comes first.
And that was
Yeah.
definitely a non-negotiable for me. Family has
Yep.
always and will always come first.
as
after
they
God.
should. As they should.
It's God, family, then work. That's my top three.
But when is the time to step away and actually realize, okay, you need more support? Because I agree. When you first start off, we're kind of talking about now the beginning of a startup. We've at Humble Line have launched quite a few businesses in the last few years here in Omaha alone, and looking at that too and seeing where everyone's at, whether they have kids or not, family, or even a corporate job, it's a tough decision because you have a lot of already responsibilities. But figure out how to wear that hat, find that balance, because at the end of the day, like, you have to help yourself first. When you're in an airplane, it's coming down. There's a reason why it says put your mask on before helping others.
Yeah.
If your body, your mind, if you're working harder and not smarter, you're really burning yourself out at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So it's once you're able to actually figure out what is that happy medium. All right, now I made a little bit more money. For me, the first few years, I was making more money, spending more money. We joked about that earlier, but because I was making more money doesn't mean it was going in my pocket.
Yeah.
It was expanding the business, and a lot of business owners can understand that.
Yep.
And I know what this is going to look like as we grow as well. We keep growing as well as we, this last year, not this last year, it's only been a quarter, not even yet. This last 3 months almost. And again, I'm at that same spot where I'm like, no, we need to hire more people. I'd rather pay for a quality person to be on our team and train them properly and get them onboarded properly so our quality remains the same.
Yeah.
It's finding that balance, but it's still a sacrifice. And what I'm learning too is, like I said, I was a workaholic. So I'm learning to how to have relationships at home. And also relationships without my phone. I have to turn it off and put it in another room, forget about it, and
Stop
give my
texting
attention.
Caitlin, guys. She needs
At
time.
night and on the weekends, come on, guys. I'm just kidding. No, but there is boundaries. I guess you know what? You just went right into another topic. A lot of business owners don't have boundaries. They'll work 7 days a week, no issues, no complaints whatsoever. But when is that enough? Again, work smarter, not harder.
And it's there, as you rightfully say, there comes a time when that transition happens.
Yes.
Because I've been trying to work smarter more than I've been trying than harder.
Yep.
And it doesn't come that easily.
Again, it's not one day you're broke, the next day you wake up a millionaire.
Right.
There's growing pains and no one talks about it.
There is a lot of growing pains, and it looks different for everyone. And I'll
Yes.
give you another example with me, and I could obviously use me.
Who are you?
I have
We
no
made
idea.
that joke earlier.
But when I started, I had a camera and a brain. Obviously, when you have a camera and a brain, I have no expert background in videography. I have no expert background in any. I am learning as I am going along as well.
Yeah.
And with not only learning the skills of videography, but also learning what exactly do I want to offer people.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, I was doing everything. I was doing photography, videography, event coverage, AV, audio. I was doing everything.
All the hats.
I dabbled in weddings. I did,
You need to find your niche.
testimonials, and that is literally my point.
Doesn't mean you can't do all that later on. I know that, later on there's growth and there's opportunity for that, but you need to have your niche first.
But if you don't, it's okay. What I'm saying is it's okay to dabble in everything.
Yeah.
Because then you would know I don't like wedding videography.
Yeah.
I do not like photography. I do not like testimonials. So try it, and if you like it, great. If you don't like it, then don't do it again. And most of the times when it is you're starting off, you are not charging people the retail price.
The
going
actual
rate.
value of your
you
time and
can't.
work.
You cannot go on Google and see how much is a photographer per hour. It says $100, and then you quote $100, and you've never done photography. That's insane. So please don't do that. If you go on Google and you see that it's $100 an hour to be a videographer, a professional videographer, what you do is you break that down to I will charge you $30 an hour because it's $100 an hour for a professional photographer. I am now starting off. I still want to get compensated, but I'm not going to charge you the going rate. I'm going to charge you a reduced rate because of my talent or my expertise.
And I mean, right now that might seem like, a low blow, but I mean, I did the same thing too. When I first started out, I think my first 10 clients were very undervalued. And there's actually a couple to this day that are still grandfathered into that because I appreciate their business. Their value is far extends more than just, financials. And I mean, the biggest thing I think is most business owners don't know what they're doing. That's in reality, I got my degree in global political science. Nice. I never did marketing. I didn't even post on my own social media that much since like middle school or high school. Like literally, I remember actually, it's so funny. Like this is how God works. I think everything happens for a reason. And I actually went back to my nail salon that I used to go to in high school, and I got my nails done. And I told her what I'm doing now, and she's like, "Oh, you don't remember in high school? You actually bargained with me for free nails so you could start our Instagram." And I looked at her. I'm like, I did this at 16 and had no idea. But I mean, it came natural. Like you said, talent. You don't have a degree at all as well. I mean, college is amazing and all, but I haven't used my degree at all. And what happened was I learned while working with others and giving a chance with those first few clients as well. I mean, they also gave a chance on me, and they're still with us to this day for a reason because it did work out. But my dad always said this, and my boyfriend actually hates this, but I think it's key to like how you have to sometimes look at life, because sometimes as a business owner you get imposter syndrome. Like, am I good enough? Am I on the right track? Am I doing this right? Does the client XYZ? Whatever it is my product, service, whatever it is. But in reality, I remember this one time when I was, I think in 5th grade, we went to go see the Nutcracker. My dad's like, this is the first like ballet that we're going to. Everyone's gonna be dressed nice. It's in Des Moines, it's downtown. So dress nice. We show up, all dressed in the nines. Back in the day, I had a little like fur, little trapo or whatever it's called. And, we're looking nice. We walk in, everyone's wearing jeans and sweatshirts. And
Midwest.
Welcome to the Midwest. Don't forget the flannel. Flannel on the side. No, but yeah, we walk in and everyone is just, dressed up like that. And my dad, my grandma and I, my dad, myself, look at my dad, and we're like, can we leave? Like, this is embarrassing. My dad looked at us and was like, no, chin up, walk with confidence. Definitely. Fake it till you make it. And the reason why my boyfriend, because I mean, everything that I do with Humble Line too, it's genuine, authentic. That's like what makes us different, I think, in what we do for marketing here in Omaha and nationwide, is we find genuine, authentic reels and make it relatable. And so my boyfriend's like, how can you say fake it till you make it then? How is that genuine? And I said, sometimes you have to give yourself that extra confidence. You can do it. Again, I'm in an uncomfortable zone growing. So of course I'm going to get imposter syndrome. But doesn't mean I can't do it. You look at all the business owners, all the major leaders, all the people that got Nobel Prizes. Do you think they're knowing what they're doing every single day? They learned.
A lot of them figure it out as they go along.
That's life.
And that I was not about to see. You took the words right out of my mouth. You took the words right out of my mouth. Same wavelength. It's like business and life. At least in that part align, where a lot of times if you say yes to opportunities that would force you to grow, you are figuring it out as you go along, and that's okay. But it helps you to really look at yourself and be like, I could do this.
You gotta jump off that cliff. You gotta close that window, open the door.
Do this. And when it starts with your belief system of I can do this, then you start to figure out the how after. I remember I did a personal development course, and they were telling us how to, that you're going from point A to point B. This is the exercise. You go from point A to point B, and it does not matter how you get from point A to point B, right? So everyone is on one side of the room. That's the destination. Okay, put on some music, get to the other side. The only thing you cannot do is walk.
Okay.
So you have to do at any, and people
Dance,
people
crawl.
roll, people
roll.
dance, people, do something
Yeah.
other than walk, right?
Yeah.
And then they ask us, okay, so what was the goal of the exercise? And everybody was like, well, to get to the other side. Well, not everybody, but some people. I didn't answer because I didn't know, and I rather not say anything if I don't know. So
Hey, that's good. That's
right.
good.
So some people were like, just to get to the other side, that kind of stuff, and they was like, okay, so let's say that this is your BHAG,
Yeah.
big, hairy, audacious goal,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
BHAG. So let's say this is your BHAG. What am I trying to teach you with achieving your BHAG? And no one understood, right? They didn't understand. But at the end of it, what
It's
it
different
was,
journeys.
what it was is that the methodology does not matter
Yeah.
on how you get to the goal.
Yeah.
Once it is you tell yourself that you can do it,
Yeah.
that's 90% of it. The 10% is the methodology. And they actually argued that the how is 0% and it's 100% mentality.
Yeah.
So if you
Yeah.
could tell yourself 100% that, and you believe it 100%, it would happen.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible to believe something 100% because
Yeah.
there is doubt. There's doubt in everyone's mind because you cannot help but think, what if something goes wrong?
Yeah.
And that's when doubt comes in.
Yeah.
But if it is you could hold at least a 90% of faith in yourself that you and belief that you can get to wherever it is you want to go to, by all means the how would come. It always does.
You have to have that faith.
And that mindset. and I would tell you, I am reminded of that every Saturday because I carry my son to something in Omaha, and I think it's a nationwide franchise called Kids Strong.
Okay.
So it's like it's a development for children. They get to do like exercises and stuff, and it's like gymnastics and social and emotional development combined together.
I love that.
Yeah, it's really,
I
really
love
good.
that. That sounds fun.
It's a lot of fun, right? And they get to exercise and stuff. He needs like 2 of those sessions back to back because 45 minutes is not enough for him.
He's not tuckered out.
He's ready to go again for the second session. But they have affirmations. So in the beginning, they have affirmations. It's 3 simple affirmations.
Yeah.
I am strong. I am brave. I can do this.
Yeah. It's simple, but it's important.
And
it really
the end of the session, they make the parents stand up.
Yeah.
And the kids say the affirmation and the parents answer. So the kids say, I am strong, and parents answer, I am strong. And there's gestures, I am strong, I am brave, and thumbs up, I can do this. Aww. Every Saturday, I am reminded of those 3 affirmations.
It's affirmations for you too.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I have those affirmations.
Yeah.
Now, I'm doing it for my son,
yeah.
But I haven't even realized until I'm having this conversation with you that I'm also telling myself that I'm strong, I'm brave, and I can do this.
Yeah.
And me saying it over and over every Saturday, yes, it's once a week. Yeah. I would love to say it every morning, but baby steps. But, just being there with him and being there to encourage him and to root him on kind of thing, it's also helping me. Yeah. And that's something that I have an advantage over you because you don't have kids. I have kids, so I can do that with someone. And there are other people who would have kids who would be able to impart some sort of encouragement onto them.
Yeah, it motivates you.
And motivation.
Yeah.
And it helps you as well with all.
I have 2 dogs.
There you go.
No, but I love that though. For me, what I've actually started this year is I got a good friend's book, Rule 355 by Grant Stonebreaker. And so every morning I do my little journaling, what I'm grateful for today, what I'm going to do. And then every week I actually do that Rule 355, which really honestly, it's kind of nice too. Cause like, I feel like as a business owner too, everything's in your head. And like, especially when it's just you, when you're wearing all the hats, like you don't track KPIs or even the hours that you work. Sometimes you don't track all the little things that you would and you should if you have an employee. And so it's kind of nice doing that because then I can see, okay, this is the goal that I had 2 months ago and I achieved it within 1 month.
Right.
Like, what can I actually really do if I'm writing down all these goals and all these affirmations and telling myself that I am capable, I got this. Yesterday was Monday. And whatever day this comes out on, you're just going to have to act like it's Monday. But yesterday was Monday. And I told myself, all right, it's Monday. I actually took the weekend off, which, like I said, there's sometimes where you work 7 days a week. There's sometimes you work 3-4 days a week. And the last 3-4 weeks was like 7 days a week. And it was my grandmother's 77th birthday. And so I said, by golly, I'm putting my phone down. So I did not work all weekend. And I got to recharge and spend time with family. And so Monday, I was like, I got this. I'm empowered. Good. I mean, set the goals. I set the goal. I'm like, I'm going to do 50 calls today and talk to people and follow up with clients and follow up with prospects and work on Global Women's Forum that's coming up and I'm not anxious about whatsoever. I'm just kidding. No, last year it happened too. And we had 325 people show up. This year, we moved the date to March 21st. And so I'm a little bit nervous about it. But I mean, so far all the speakers confirmed, all the attendees are it seems like they're coming. There's a few I think that weren't able to come, but we'll be able to make it up with some announcement.
Let me hear some of the growing pains with Global Women.
Yeah.
I put you on the spot here. This is your seat
yeah,
hot seat is the one I'm sitting in. I'm the guest, yes. I know you can't tell, but I am the guest. But hey, let me put you on the hot seat, okay? Yeah. So you swap for a little bit. We're not gonna actually swap. Tell me
Chinese fire drill.
Tell me some growing pains with
Yeah. That's a great question, and I guess that's
when did it
question.
Start?
Yeah, so this is our 4th annual coming up.
4th one, okay, good.
And I actually joined on the team last year.
So you didn't have it from the beginning?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay,
just amazing women came together, volunteered, and we had some help with. I mean, it's all about community. We had some help with the community too, and we all just kind of took it on. Last year, I came on the team as the chairwoman and director, and ended up actually being the MC too that day as well for the event last year. And we had an amazing turnout. I felt empowered, and honestly, I feel like being a business owner too is you're used to kind of being alone and doing everything yourself. And in that room, I didn't feel alone. And I felt like I had not only the resources and tools to grow, but like the community and the support too as well. So last year we had over 325 attendees, 20 women-owned businesses selling their products there. A young entrepreneur, we granted a scholarship to sell her products there as well. And then also had some time on stage. And yeah, like I said, I just felt empowered and supported. And, I looked at the board and I was like, I want to run the show. Like, I don't want to just be chairwoman or director. Like, I'm fully invested. Like, I want to be a part of this. And so, I took some ownership into Global Women's Forum because I really believe in the mission, to be honest. Like I said, I've never felt like I had my girl gang or the group that I've been looking for. And last year was the first year I really felt that in my almost 30 years of living.
So you don't have anything to compare it to because last year was your first year.
So I mean, last year when I took it on, by the way, in January, and so the event was in 2 months. And so you want to talk about growing pains, we had I think 20 tickets sold. Nice. I think we had 15 vendors. We were actually pretty good on because, I mean, again, community, they were like, let's go. I want to be out there. And sponsors, we were lacking as well. And so we had to really create a team and get the team on board to, within a month and a half, basically, create something out of something that would have been a smaller event. Our first year was 75. Our second year was 125. So we were predicting, maybe it'll be around 100 again as well. 200 will be happy, and ended up being 325 and just blew it out of the water. Again, if you just work hard enough and you're like, you work hard enough, you have the right team on your side, and you are goal oriented, you're going to be able to achieve that. I'm like a racehorse with blinders on sometimes. You show me the finish line, I will run towards it. Mm-hmm. It's not if, it's going to happen.
Yeah. So you went
and I know when. I got it all mapped out.
So you went from 20 tickets in January.
Yeah.
And the event was in March.
Yeah, beginning of March. Yeah, March.
So in 2 months, you sold 305 tickets.
Yes. Yeah. So it was Well, to be honest, realizing the time that we had, we had to use it to our advantage. We are one of the most cost effective conferences out there. Usually you have to pay 100 plus for a conference. Our GA is only 59. And also when you get close to the event, it does turn to 79. So definitely get it before the event. But it's 59. And then we have premium and VIP that we offer now this year. So we can elevate the experience even more so and have, the keynotes, a book signed and all that great stuff. We kind of just realized that we positioned ourselves in a way that makes it stand out from other conferences, and diversity was a huge thing too. We wanted women of all ages, of all backgrounds represented in this room. And when you walked in, you can feel that energy, you can see that energy, and I think that's why women were super excited.
So was it profitable?
Whew. All right. If you do any event management, you already know.
That's a hard question. Yeah.
Yeah. Profitable, if we're going to be honest, because that's what this, podcast is about. It's not what we were looking for. It's not like any of us got paid, for what we're doing here. It's technically all volunteer work.
Growing pains. No.
And shout out to my managers. Now that we're saying that, our committee managers. We have our community involvement, Meg Hayes, with Live It Forward Coaching. She helps out with all the vendors. And again, these are all volunteers. They're taking time out of their day to some of them are running businesses that are literally running businesses to help move this movement. And there's going to be more, actually. So you're going to be there on the event, so you'll find out the great news too. But Meg Hayes, community involvement. Then we have Selena Yang. She is our logistics manager. And then we have Anna, and she is with rate.com as well. And she is the VP over there, and she helps out with sponsorship as well. And then Selena's with Mutual of Omaha. So some great women. And I met Selena actually at the YP Summit. I did the marketing for the YP Summit the previous 2 years and was ahead of it last year, but stepped down this year to focus fully on Global Women's Forum. But thank you to the volunteers, because anyone that runs events, it's costly. It's a lot of time. It's not just money, it's time, and time is more valuable. Money comes and goes, I think in the day, but your time never comes back.
Events definitely is something that is it's something from passion.
Yeah.
It has to be from passion. If you go into events expecting money, especially from the first one, after your first one, you're not going to want to do it again.
Yeah.
It has to be that you are much more of a giver than a taker.
Yeah.
You are much more of understanding that you are providing value for people. You're curating value for people and providing it to them. And not everyone is going to see that value in the beginning.
Yeah.
But if you stick with it long enough, you're going to go from barely making it to really, because the perception of the value is going to increase as you continue.
Yeah.
But a lot of people do an event, they lose money or they break even.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well,
that
I didn't even get paid.
Yeah.
I spent 700 hours working on this and I didn't even get paid.
Yep.
Is it even worth it?
Keep
it's
going.
That's it. Let's keep going. Because we go back to what we were talking about. What's your why for doing the event?
Yeah.
What is your why? Is your why strong enough for you to lose money and still do it again next year?
Yeah.
Or break even and still do it again next year? That's really what it is. And if your why is not strong enough, I would say don't do it. Don't do it.
It is not made for the weak.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
And events definitely test your character as a person.
It does.
Because it's not, especially if it is you have a team.
Yeah.
If you're doing it by yourself, it's insanely difficult. If you're doing it with a team.
Impossible almost, especially if it's a large event.
Yeah, exactly. If you're doing it with a team, it's also insanely difficult.
Yeah.
Because there are different things that come with it.
And that's why you want them on the team, though, as well as the complements of the different tasks and abilities and talents of your team members. But you're not going to see eye to eye with everyone all the time, and figure out, again, the why. What's their why?
Yeah.
What's their why in it, too? Because
and
obviously they care about it.
Having the right team matters. That's when it starts to get easier. But it's almost like a 1 in a million chance, and I would say it like this because of how serious you need to take it. It's a 1 in a million chance that you would select the correct team from the get-go.
Yeah.
Unless you have a robust selection system that you have in place, where you have an interview that is so structured that it's almost impossible for you to select the wrong person unless they outright lie
Yeah.
throughout
And I
the
mean,
entire interview.
that's also if you're paying them too at the end of the day, because I mean, I love all of our managers and I really hope that they continue, but I already know this past year, especially with their businesses and work and their personal lives too, this has put a lot on it. I mean, obviously I felt it too. And so, I mean, I hope that they're going to stay for the long run as well, but I can't expect them to as well. You know, this is their volunteer time. Maybe they'll just come back as a vendor next year or a speaker or an attendee, and they're still welcome with loving arms as well. But it's hard to find someone and not, especially for that commitment, and not pay them as well at the beginning. They have to really, I mean, just like me, be a little crazy. I was like, I want in. I want some of this financial debt. I'm just kidding. No, but you know, you have to have that passion and that commitment to it.
Yeah.
Is the biggest thing.
And
because you're not going to see money right away. That's reality.
That's it. And we may be sounding very doom and gloom kind of
Doomsday.
a way. But what we're trying to really bring here and really hammer in is, if it is your why is not strong enough, it is not going to get you through.
Yeah.
And after all is said and done, we're not discouraging anyone from being an entrepreneur. We're not discouraging anyone from, you know, getting into
event
events,
management,
you know, or videography or social media or whatever it is that you want to
Baking
get into.
cakes.
Baking cakes, yeah, you know, making postcards, whatever it is.
Yeah.
3D printing, AI.
Yeah, AI. You gotta mention that one. That's a big one right now.
Have to, you know. But whatever it is that you want to get into, understand that it's not going to be just rainbows and butterflies for the entire thing. You have to mentally be prepared to struggle.
Yeah.
And if it is you have not struggled for your first year, please reach out to us. We would love to have you on the podcast so that you could tell your very amazing story of how it is you have not struggled from day one to day, how much ever it is, 365. So, I mean,
you know,
that.
I think it's also good to say too, like, as you're growing, and the growing pains, the reason why we're calling growing pains is we're, you know, consistently organically moving upward, right? But doesn't mean that there's going to be a down and an up and a down and an up and a down and an up.
Exactly.
Like, it's not going to be rainbows and butterflies once you find that amazing team. Right now, I have an amazing team for our design operations. Right. You know, I have 4 full-time people there that are working. And now it's just like, great, that's awesome now. But what about sales? What about event management? Because I like to control the event management. I don't know why, but I'm only one person. So, I mean, I feel like the growing pains, your why, your team's why, I mean, those are all things that you have to look at as a business owner and why you're doing it. And if your why is not strong enough, then, again, you might be in the wrong business.
Yeah. And that's the basics. The basics is your why. The basics, not the basics, sorry, the foundation. The foundation is your why. The foundation is your mindset. Foundation is your mindset.
Foundation is you. You, literally. You have, again, what did we say earlier? You have to take care of yourself first as well. Yeah. I mean, your why is part of it. I mean, for me, you know, I come from a staffing background, so I'm used to, like, working with various different industries. And one thing I get asked, because obviously I'm not going to work with, for example, if I'm working with an electrician here in Omaha, I'm not going to work with another electrician in Omaha, but I might in Council Bluffs or Des Moines or Kansas City, because then they're not direct competitors. But because of that, I work with a lot of different industries as well for my company. And I get asked, have you worked with XYZ before of this industry? You know, one was a tier 1 executive coach, which is like the top 3% of coaches. So it's a higher caliber. I mean, we have an engineering company as well. You know, again, stuff that's, again, out of my comfort zone. But the reason why I work with them is because their why is clear. And so we can provide strategy that will reach the ROI that they're looking for too. That's people ask me, how do I choose my clients? It's, what is their why? Do they have a clear vision? Do they have a clear goal set in mind? So what is their why? Do they have clear communication and collaboration too? I'm not just going to be like, send me your headshots and send me your logo and we'll just post just to post for you. I'm not a yes man. If you want to hire a yes man, you hire an intern from high school or something and they will be happily posting whatever you have to say. Right. You know, if you want to do the same thing over and over again, expect different results, that is the definition of insanity.
Definitely.
But if you want an expert to tell you what to do, that's where we come in. And so those are the key elements. It's not, you know, we work from anywhere with, we have a, you know, tuxedo shop in Lincoln. So we're gearing up for prom season with them, to Ollie the Trolley, which they're finishing up their Bloody Mary tours, to industrial escape rooms, you know, fun little activity, to Big Mama's Kitchen and Catering. Food. I mean, which food is, all as business owners, we know, food and beverage industry, if they don't know what they're doing, if they don't have strategy, especially the last few years, they are, if they're not sinking, they're slowly sinking. And you have to get your head on control. You have to understand, where are you driving this car? Where's the target? And so, yeah, that's when we come in. It's the passion.
And I could tell you, I'm almost certain in year 1 of your company,
Yeah.
you didn't have all this figured out.
No.
Exactly.
No, I thought it was a hobby.
Right. You were just, I'm
My
going to do
friend wants to
social
pay me
media.
to talk. Okay.
I'm going to do social media and stuff. So I'm on the hunt for clients. So you didn't have everything figured out in the beginning, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You could do everything. You could figure it out as you go along, because when you started getting clients, you started to realize, okay, I want specific kind of clients.
Yeah.
You started to narrow down your criteria. In the beginning, it's hard to narrow down your criteria because you don't even know what it is you want to do.
Yeah.
You don't even know who you want to serve. You know you want to serve, but you don't know who you want to serve specifically. And
or
that's
what's the
okay.
value of your services and your products as well.
And that's part of growing and working out your offer and all these different things. So, at the end of it, get into entrepreneurship. That's the goal.
Yeah.
That's the message. The message of this podcast.
If you're ever wondering it, listen to us and we'll help you guide you. We'll help guide you.
But the message of this specific episode. What is the message of this specific episode?
Ooh, the message. Ooh. Let me actually
take some time.
That.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a big one right there.
Because we have talked about a lot of things on this podcast, from the why to some of the growing pains a little bit. We haven't once looked at the questions.
I know.
But that's the beauty of it. I wanted you to go through this because I want you to understand that not all the time you could follow your script and get a good episode. Yeah.
No, and I mean, I wanted that as support anyway, too. Like, I wanted to naturally, I didn't even, it's funny, again, work smarter, not harder. I actually put in AI those questions, and I skimmed a few of them. And I was like, all right, looks good enough. I think this will work, and he'll know what to ask, when we're talking. But honestly, I'd rather it be a conversation, talk about real, genuine things, like in the moment. I don't want to think about it beforehand, besides the intro, because I wanted to make sure you guys understood.
But it's good. It's good to have content that it feels natural, like a natural conversation.
Yeah.
When you start to really figure out in the beginning, you're getting comfortable with the microphone, with the format of how a podcast should run, with the conversation. Then you start to really figure out, okay, where is the direction going to go?
Yeah.
And then what am I going to focus on? Because now your conversations, even though it feels natural, you are going to steer it in a particular direction.
Yeah.
Which is why I asked that question at the end. What is the message that you want
to
leave with especially when we talk about so many different things?
Yeah.
Because you want to be able to keep that top of mind when it is you are doing a podcast, that there's a specific message that we are talking about today.
Okay. I think I got it.
Right?
Okay. So whether you're starting a business and thinking about it, or currently running a business, whether it's a few years into business or 20, 30 years into business, we all get the feeling of imposter syndrome and the growing pains and pivoting and, like, honestly just understanding how to grow with your business with the times too, especially if you've been there for years. Yeah. So the biggest thing is, whether you're starting a business or have a business, is understanding, like, your why and making sure that is the core, that is the heart of your business, that is the foundation of your house, of your business, of the way everything rolls as well in the business. It needs to have a clear vision, not only for you as a business owner, but for your team, so you can actually scale and grow.
100%. That is the message for today. Brought to you by Humberland Consulting. If it is you need your social media consulting business, okay, I didn't have that ready. But if I did have it ready, it would have been good.
I actually kind of like that. Do we have a disclaimer? All your social media needs. Want to go viral?
There you go. So, I mean, at the end of it, we had fun with this. This is the first episode.
Yeah.
We talked about a lot. That was a real good message. And I really think that message was what was brain fart. Pause. That
ADHD.
message was that exactly what you said there is that I believe that was a message that was echoed throughout this entire first episode.
Yeah.
And I think that when people listen to this, and you could listen to this over and over, 2-3 times. I would recommend listening to it more than once, because you're going to hear one part of it the first time you listen to it, and by the third time you listen to it, something else is going to stick. So I'm telling you, listen to it more than once, and you're definitely going to get some really, really good value here. So
we already know you're
good.
a multitasker. You're a business owner, so you got to re-listen to it.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for joining me on my very first episode. You made it so fun. And, before we close out, too, I would love for you to shout out your business as well.
Oh, you do?
Yes. We're, like I said, I wouldn't be sitting at this table if it wasn't for you, so please do.
Well, I did mention to Caitlin before this happened that...
Oh, we're telling the big news.
Well, I mean, if I'm...
I was trying to keep that out.
if I'm shouting out the business, I might as well started from now,
Jump off that cliff.
There you go, So my previous name for my company was DB Video LLC. And recently I formed another company. We rebranded, and the new name of the company is One Media Group. And we service every media aspect from video, not video marketing, but videography. And I have, I should just pull up the website, because the website is right here, so I can reference the website. Our services. So One Media Group, you could check it out at onemediagroup.co. And and we range from One Media Marketing to One Media PR services. We have media production, and media production covers a wide range of services, from audio, visual, and lighting services. So live conferences is what we tend to focus on, like the Global Women's Forum.
Yay.
And we do podcasts like the Lion's Den, and we do live streams and testimonial videos. Basically, a lot of corporate packages is what we offer on the media production side. And in the marketing, media marketing, we have digital strategy. We have social media, which we work with Humble Lion to also achieve.
We're doing a lot together here.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. But at the end of it, it's like you go further together.
Yeah.
If you want to go further, go together. That's a saying, right?
Yeah. If you want to run fast, run alone.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to run far, run together.
There you go. See, that's why
I know all these verses.
That's why she's. I
have an Indian grandma, so I'm pretty well versed in all those.
There you go. Right. So One Media Group. You could check out the website, onemediagroup.co, and I'm really excited of where this new vision for the company is going, and I can't wait to see what it brings.
And on that final note, too, I want to kudos you on that, too, because we did talk about during this podcast how you may fall in love with the idea, but you can't. Your why has to be your core, not your what or your how. Now you're expanding your what, and how you're doing it is getting more structured even. You're 100%. Seeing more clarity than you ever done before, and it's because you were able to pivot when needed as well. Mm-hmm. So that's a true business owner right there.
Yeah. And look out the second episode. We're gonna talk more about not we. Radio edit.
We'll have a special guest next episode.
Next episode, look out for that, and all about pivoting too. So love that. Thank you very much for having me, Caitlin. I really do appreciate it, and I can't wait to hear. I would still be behind the scenes, guys. I would be in the room, and you may hear my voice every now and then, but Caitlin is definitely the host. Don't get it confused. Caitlin is the host of this podcast. I am just a guest.
All right. I got to get used to being on camera, guys. Here we go. My clients are going to love this.
Look out
They're like, feel that medicine. Taste that medicine.
All right. That's a wrap.